Welcome back to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and I'm going to be talking about Nash. What is going on with Nash? What isn't going on? And am I worried? No, I'm not worried. But let's talk about what's going on and what's not going on. How about it? Alright guys, first of all, I want to talk about investing in general. Investing is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient, right? So Nash, literally nothing is going on. However, there is actually some stuff going on below the surface. So what we're seeing, because we can't see we can only see easily what's above the surface, we're not seeing much happening. And by above the surface, what really that means is just looking at the price. The price has been going nowhere. It did pump up to over $1 and went to $1.20, woohoo, and has come down. So why is it all the way down near 70 cents? Well, 80 cents when everything else is doing so well. Well, not everything else is doing so well. But let me share with you my thoughts on why I'm not selling my tokens. Now, there are lots of people panicking and selling, and mostly that's born out of frustration of they see other things going up and they're FOMOing into those, so they're selling Nash at lows and FOMOing into other things, and that's fantastic. We want them to do that. That's called weak hands. Now, a lot of my subscribers, I don't think you're like that, because I tend to talk on the analytical side, and so not everyone watches my type of content because I'm on the analytical side, which can sometimes be boring, right? However, it's informational, and so the type of followers that are following this, my guess is a lot of you are more patient, and so though you like to see what's going on, you're willing to wait and see if good things are happening. So are good things happening? Well, it's near some lows, that's true. Under the surface, are there things going on that are interesting? Well, there definitely are, and I want to share that with you. So, let's share that with you. So, one of the places I come, when I come to Nash's website, is, oh, that's great, all the nice, pretty stuff here, but that's not where I'm looking. I come to, where is their View Exchange? And I check this pretty frequently, not on the exchange itself, like, that's great. I can look in many places where Bitcoin is doing. They don't allow U.S. investors to actually trade on this. Anyway, so where I come is this. This is where it's gold. Now, I realize you can't see all of it because, like, I'm in the way. But let's just look at what the 24-hour volume is. The reason I come here is because really how to know how Nash is really doing below the surface, this tells me everything. And I've been checking this every couple days for months and months and months. And that has allowed me to have my fingers on the pulse of what is really happening with Nash. And it's actually freaking exciting. So what I love is when there's discrepancies. 79 cents, it looks terrible. Oh my gosh, their market cap is 11 million. That's absolutely horrible. Then I come here and I'm seeing everything I want to be seeing here. So I did a video about a month ago, and I actually went through these numbers. In these numbers about a month ago, there was about 1 million in transaction volume happening per day. So where are we at today, just 1 month later? Well, you would think by price that maybe it's doing less. It's not. It's doing way better. So where are we today? Well, let's do some math. 1.5 million, add on 800,000, so we're at 2.3 million. Add these up, and we're about 2.5 million in one day. Now, is today just like really high? I mean, it was just only at 1 million like a month ago, and now it's at 2.5 million. So let's check the 1 week and do some math here and find out if, that's normal. All right, so 14.4 plus 4.3, that's roughly 18.7 million. Add this in, and that's 19.3, and then that's about 20 million. So when you add all this up, it's getting close to 21 million in a week, or in other words, 3 million per day on average for the week. That is freaking exciting. Oh my gosh. So from a month ago, and it was averaging about 1 million in transaction volume per day, and now it's averaging 3 million. Well, shoot, then everything is really happening. So there's some metrics that people do to analyze user onboarding versus value, because the more users you onboard, the more value you have as an exchange. Interestingly enough, this tells you that either the people that are already on it are doing way more transactions, or just they've tripled in what their subscriber base is, or people that are trading on Nash. So fundamentally, you're seeing everything you would want to see. Now, that's not reflected in the price, which is totally okay. Let me suggest you what may have happened. Because there's a competitor to Nash that's had some recent attention, and I want you to look at something very, very funny. So actually, we had a price dip just the other day all the way down here, and you know what I think was happening? Is that people were dumping here at like lows and rolling it into Voyager at highs. Cracks me up. Now, Voyager has some great things going on, but it didn't always seem so. In fact, it has some great things going on recently. Below the surface, this has been one that's been below the surface for a long time. They're putting all the fundamentals in place for a very, very, very long time. And only recently did everyone realize, oh, they got, and not everyone, some people haven't even realized who they are. So Voyager bought out Ethos in early 2019. So Voyager went public shortly after, agreed to buy Ethos, the project, for a total of $4 million. And integrated Ethos's technology into what they have. And so really Voyager is a wallet that's on your phone that you can then buy crypto on, and you can trade crypto. And what's great is it allows access for U.S. residents. And so it isn't everywhere yet, and they're working hard on that. But as they've been onboarding and doing all the hard work behind the scenes, nobody could see it because it was all below the surface, and then all of a sudden something comes out above the surface and the price goes bonkers. But people who are looking at how many users they had and everything could see this coming. Isn't that what we're seeing with Nash? Aren't we seeing this coming? Aren't we seeing users being added? Now, there are some things, they still don't have a lot of trading pairs. They do have a phenomenal exchange. I love it when how well their exchange works. I wish I could fully use it. I can't, being in the US, so we don't have access to it. But I'm jealous of you guys that do, because it's very fast, it's very safe, because you have your own private keys. So it combines like a decentralized wallet where you have your own private keys and the exchange doesn't, with the rapid nature of being able to transact like a centralized exchange would have. And so they've merged those two together, and it's quite phenomenal what they've created. So I am seeing it continue to grow, and that's what I need to be seeing. Now, if you're not familiar with Nash, the token utility, you can take the token, you can stake them on Nash's platform, even if you are in the US. You can stake them, and say you lock up your tokens for up to 2 years, you can get up to 75% of the transaction fees related to what percentage of the pool of tokens that you own. Let's say there's, for even numbers, there's 100 tokens out there. And there's a lot more than that. But let's just say there's 100, and you have 50 of the 100. And your 50 are staked at 75% of, for 2 years, so that you get 75%. So you will get 75% of half of the transaction fees. Does that make sense? So if you have 10%, you'll get 75% of 10% of the transaction fees. Now, I'm not aware that any one person has that much of a majority, but that was just an easy way to explain how that works out. And they pay it out in dividends daily. The charts are actually phenomenal. Look through it. What they've created behind the scenes is amazing. I mean, they're so detailed, and you can see exactly how much you're earning. It's really, really cool. All right. So they did launch all the way back in 14 September 2018. Now, it says they raised 21 million out of 25 million, and they're actually below an ICO price. When they ICO'd, in dollar value, it was one NEX was $1. So they're actually cheaper than that now, which is kind of the time you want to be buying, right? That's the time I like to be buying. So am I selling at really low lows? No. I would be if I was seeing nothing happening here. I would just be like, this probably never is going to happen. But when I see massive growth here, that tells me in this 24-hour volume, that tells me things are happening exactly like they should. Now, what would be amazing? It'd be amazing if they got bought out by a really big company that partnered with them, used their technology, had securities licenses, so that then all of a sudden they could list anything that might be deemed a security and not have to worry about it. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if that could happen and then they could have all kinds of pairings on here? That would be great. That's just not happening yet. They are going through some restructuring. So the two project co-founders who've been running it have decided they want to hire a CEO that's very experienced, and they're in the process of looking for a CEO to help take the company to the next level. Seems like a smart decision, right? So am I selling? Absolutely not. I was reading through the forums last night and I saw some massive FUD from a couple people, and oh my gosh, why aren't they doing this? And why aren't we here yet? And why can't you this? And the explanations were all very good. So I like the people behind the scenes that are steering the ship. I am not jumping out of this ship at lows. I will be jumping out if it hits like $500 a token. I will probably be selling a lot of my tokens. But I'm not selling at lows when they have such good things going on. So I still love them. I'm still in love with them. I love where they're going. And, I'm just waiting for this kind of thing to happen. Like we said in the beginning, investing is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And I realize many of you guys are patient like me. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. If you haven't subscribed or liked the channel, if you would, help me out, because as my subscriber list grows, that will give me more clout to be able to go to, say, the developers at Nash and have them come on and speak to you. Help me be able to get like Alex Mashinsky. Now that guy is a beast from Celsius. He probably would go on my channel even with 200 subscribers or 300 now. Even though my channel's so darn new, because that guy is a workhorse and an animal. And I think I saw him one time doing an AMA with somebody with 67 subscribers. So if you really want me to have him on, I will try to get him. But most of them, they want to see that you have thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers, which is the whole reason why I created this channel, because I'm going to continue investing myself. I didn't need the channel for that. The channel was about being able to reach these people and ask them the questions I have that nobody is asking. And it also acts as a gateway so that you can ask them the questions that you're not getting answers to, so that we can make the most out of this year. Doesn't that make sense? Let's make the most out of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, because after a massive bull run, there is going to be some retracement again. I don't think the cycle is going to change that much. I know at the height of the market, you will see people saying, oh my gosh, everything's changed. Bitcoin is never going down. That's exactly what you hear at the top of every single market. So I don't think the fundamentals have changed. I think we'll have a massive run this year. I'm not a financial advisor. That's just my thoughts for myself. And then we will have some retracement. So I'm trying to make the most out of the next 12 months that we have. So probably 10 months in Bitcoin, maybe 12 months with the altcoins. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it so much. All right. Bye.